Hi guys, welcome to my channel and thank you for joining me. If this is your first time, I am Dalenga. Dalenga is the founder of There Is Still Hope, and There Is Still Hope is a place where we encourage others to move away from places of defeat, places of discouragement and hopelessness, and move on and embrace a life that matters. Well, today we're diving into a new topic. It's one that is incredibly important for our own well-being as well as our relationships. We're talking about it is my responsibility to teach you how I want to be treated. In other words, we're talking about setting boundaries. Well, if this is anything that interests you, stay tuned. You know what? Many of us might find it difficult to communicate our needs and establishing clear limits on how we want to be treated by others. But let me tell you, setting boundaries is a game changer. It's all about taking control of your life and creating healthier connections and relationships with others. Whether you find yourself overwhelmed, be it by demands at work, in your own personal relationships, or you find yourself losing sight of your own needs, please understand, setting boundaries will help you restore balance, respect, and self-care in your life. In a nutshell, we're saying it is important to learn the art of setting boundaries. So, if you are ready to take charge of your life, to cultivate healthier relationships and prioritize your well-being, you are in the right place. By the end of this video, you'll have the knowledge and the tools on how to set boundaries like a pro. Stay tuned. Now, before we jump into this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click on the notification bell for future videos on personal growth and empowerment. Well, when we're talking about boundaries, we're talking about personal limits. We are talking about guidelines that defines the acceptable and the non-acceptable behavior, actions, as well as treatment from other people. They serve as a way of protection to you, be it physically, emotionally, or your mental well-being, by establishing a personal space as well as self-respect. Boundaries can actually be established in different aspects of your life, be it your personal relationship, be it at work, be it your social interactions with other people, as well as within yourselves. Some examples of personal boundaries: we can talk about physical boundaries, we can talk about time boundaries. How much time do I want to spend with someone, or how much time would I like to spend on a certain project? It's literally time management. We're talking about intellectual boundaries. These are your thoughts, your opinion, and how much you're willing to debate about it or unwilling, what is uncomfortable and comfortable for you to discuss and also give your opinion in. We can also talk about material boundaries. We're talking about your possessions, your money, and everything else. So these are all boundaries, and one thing that you need to note is boundaries are subjective. They vary from person to person. What is important for me to set boundaries might not be important for you to set boundaries too. So boundaries differ from person to person. They are subjective. It's a personal decision as well, but they are not meant to push people away or push people out of your life. They're basically just to put your life in order and for you to be in charge and in control of your life. So, teaching people how you want to be treated basically is you are the one who understands your worth. You are the one who knows your struggles. You are the one who understands what you have gone through. So it is your responsibility to actually know your worth, and when somebody else is trying to actually bring you below that, to explain to them that, or to rather tell them that, look, I can be anything to you, but a doormat is not what I will be to you. Because sometimes being nice is good, but one thing that I've also realized is that the world doesn't understand being nice. Being nice is like screaming and saying, come take advantage of me, come walk on top of me, but that is not the case. Being nice means that I'm comfortable within myself to be nice to you. but I expect you to give me the same respect that I give to you. When someone crosses your boundaries, it is your responsibility to tell them that, look, I am uncomfortable with what you are busy doing, and I'd like to ask you to refrain from it. Because if I cross your boundaries and you allow me to cross your boundaries the first time, and again the second time, and the third time, you are literally teaching me that, look, I can do as I please around you. When I get to tell you that, look, I don't appreciate your actions, I would really ask you to really stop it and not to do it again. I expect you to respect that. And that is when we're talking about healthy boundaries and creating healthy relationships. Basically, that's what we're talking about when we talk about I'm the one who teach you how I want to be treated. When you find yourself people taking advantage of you and you are feeling bad about it, you go home, you beat yourself about what happened. I could have said this, I could have said that. Then you must know that you have a problem and you need to set boundaries. When you find people disrespecting you, it's not one person, it's not two people, it's not three people. Everywhere you go, people disrespect you, and you come and ask yourself, but what could I have done wrong? You are not setting boundaries around your life, and everybody is finding their way in crossing them. I spoke about time boundaries. Sometimes I can tell myself that I'm going to visit this person for an hour. It is not the other person's responsibility to know that I'm only here for an hour. No. It's for me to know that, well, I'm here visiting a friend for 1 hour and I should be out of here after that because I have something else to attend to. And if somebody say no, please, let's stay for another hour. If you have the time, you can do that. But if you do not have the time, it is not wrong for you to communicate and say, I'm sorry, I have something else to attend to. And if, for example, if you have probably grown up in a place where you were rejected and you always want to be affirmed by other people, or you want other people to be happy with you, sometimes it becomes very difficult to say no. And saying no, I mean setting boundaries around your life. Okay, especially if you have a fear of abandonment. What if I say this to the person? The person might never talk to me again. But a true friend will respect your boundaries. A true friend will respect what you expect from them and will understand when you communicate that this is unacceptable. So when people keep crossing your boundaries and people treat you in a certain manner, they are not wrong. You are the one who's wrong. Why? Because you are refusing to communicate the boundaries to them, consistently communicating. When they do it again, you tell them, I've spoken to you last time that I do not appreciate that. Please, I do not appreciate that, and I would ask you to refrain from it. And the person does it again. The ball is back in your court. What do you do with such a person? You should know better. So it is important that we teach people how they should treat us. And that way, you will have healthier relationships. We also spoke about physical boundaries. You don't just touch me anyhow. If I find it inappropriate, I should be able to communicate to you and tell you, look, I do not appreciate you touching me that way. Because that is my personal space. Not everybody get to enter that space and just touch me anyhow. It's something that I should communicate to you should I find you crossing it. It is my responsibility to teach you how I want to be treated. I am the best thing that happened to myself. I am the real deal. So if I allow you to disrespect me over and over, I am failing myself and I'm the one to be blamed for it. So it is important for you to set boundaries. It is important that you communicate them consistently, and you don't just communicate them, you act to them too. I cannot be one thing today and one thing tomorrow. I will confuse the other person. So it is also very important to maintain consistency in teaching people your boundaries. You need to understand that it is not easy for the other people as well, especially if you have always allowed them and now you want to actually set boundaries. You have to consistently communicate them. Let's look at some steps that you can go about communicating your boundaries to other people. The first what you have to do is you have to do a self-reflection into your own life. What are your limits? What do you accept? What is unacceptable to you? What are your beliefs? What are your values? What is it that you want other people to know you for? And in order for you to set boundaries, you need to understand what your boundaries are and who you truly are. You need to define your boundaries. What are the areas that you want to set your boundaries on? What is important to you? It could be your time commitment, it could be your emotional availability, it could be your personal space. You need to define these boundaries to yourself. At the same time, you are communicating them very assertively, being kind but firm. For example, if somebody calls you after 9, like me, I don't like receiving calls after 9. So if somebody keeps calling me after 9, I can tell them, look, I'm sorry, but I feel a bit overwhelmed when I receive calls in the evening. Just reach out to me during the day. Very kind, assertive, and yeah. Some people might not understand them. They might not even want to follow them, especially if they have been crossing them over and over again. So you need to be kind. You need to consistently do that and not really getting tired. The other thing as well is practice self-care. Make time for yourself. Do things that will make you feel happy and taking care of yourself. Be going for a massage, being just taking time for yourself to read a book, or just filling yourself up again. Surround yourself with people that build you and also add value to your life, because most times there are people that might just really draw from you, overwhelm you, and you don't want that. When we're talking about wellness, we talk about your well-being. We're talking about you being well in order to pour out to other people. As much as you want your boundaries to be respected, you must also respect other people's boundaries. It's a two-way. It is not about manipulating other people. It is not about controlling other people. It's basically fostering healthy relationships on an open communication, shared boundaries, and mutual understanding. Setting boundaries is very, very important, and it is your responsibility to teach other people how you want to be treated. Well guys, that should be it from me. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have not subscribed yet, please do subscribe and become part of There Is Hope family. Well, this was the topic that I brought to you. It is your responsibility to teach other people how you want to be treated. And if they do not treat you the way you want to be treated, even after communicating your boundaries, if the ball is back in your court, what do you do with such? So it is up to you. What do you say? Well guys, thank you so much for joining me, and thank you for your time. Don't forget to subscribe and become part of There Is Hope family. To my next video, and till next time, it's bye-bye for me.